The Washington Hilton is a staple of the DC political circuit, a location specifically chosen for its ability to isolate high-profile attendees from the public through a series of underground entrances and hardened corridors. On this night, that security net was cast over a massive concentration of power, including Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and the incoming heads of the state and defense departments. This specific hotel carries a heavy historical weight. It is the same site where Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981, an event that led to the modern, rigid protocols used to sweep and sanitize every inch of the property before a president arrives. Yet, 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen managed to enter this environment while carrying a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives. He moved through the interior at a sprint. By the time he was intercepted, Allen was within 30 to 40 seconds of reaching the main stage where the targets were seated. This proximity creates a central contradiction. Despite a security budget in the billions and an environment designed for total control, an armed actor was able to get within a few dozen feet of the president-elect. Protection typically relies on three concentric rings: the exterior perimeter, interior corridors, and the secure ballroom. But an exterior perimeter only stops outsiders. Investigators believe the suspect was already inside, checked in as a guest before the security sweep finalized. This guest status allowed him to bypass metal detection and bag checks at the front doors. He was able to bring in weapon parts piece by piece, assembling them in the privacy of his room. By embedding himself within the hotel structure itself, he essentially started his attack from behind, the first two layers of defense, rendering the massive police presence outside irrelevant. To reach the targets, Allen still had to pass through a final checkpoint. Eyewitnesses noted the security presence at the ballroom entrance felt lighter than in previous years. The entire security plan for the 2,600 attendees funneled through a single bottleneck, one walk-through metal detector at the main entrance to the hall. Allen rushed this final friction point. When an agent tried to stop him, Allen fired point blank at the entrance. The agent's life was completely saved only by the heavy bulletproof vest he was wearing. The sound of gunfire triggered a rapid tactical response. Secret Service agents swarmed the stage, physically shielding the VIPs and evacuating them to a secure room behind the ballroom. While VIPs moved to safety, the thousands of attendees inside the hall were left in confusion. With no information and the doors sealed, people hid under their tables, unsure if a shooter was inside. The failure of that final physical checkpoint transformed a high-profile dinner into an active shooter scenario in a matter of seconds. Outside the doors, the threat was neutralized through sheer physical force. Security teams swarmed Allen, grounding him and stripping him of his shotgun and knives before he could enter the main hall. Early reports suggest Allen was a local actor driven by political grievances. Immediately following the incident, Trump labeled the attacker as a mentally ill individual, focusing the narrative on the suspect's psychological state. In the hours following the event, Trump addressed the media, focusing exclusively on the physical bravery of the Secret Service agents on the stage. He praised the response, while the question of how an armed guest remained undetected in the building remained unanswered. The narrative then shifted toward foreign policy. Trump used the momentum of the assassination attempt to publicly state that such threats would not prevent him from taking a hard line, or even going to war with Iran. This diagram illustrates the gap between the investigation and the rhetoric. While the official probe identifies a domestic suspect with no foreign ties, the political response suggests a direct link to a state actor in the Middle East. The ballroom eventually cleared, leaving two distinct realities behind. First, the physical reality of a breached perimeter at a heavily guarded hotel, and the political reality that followed, where a domestic security failure became a tool for geopolitical signaling.